Hi friends, it's Kathy Green here, and I'm excited about week 4, A Cry Out of Egypt. This is one of my favorite chapters, and I hope that you will enjoy it as well. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about what a cry out of Egypt means. Egypt represents the place of our pain, the place of our suffering, the place of bondage in our lives. If there's any area of your life where you are stuck, where there's something that you need to be free of, that place represents Egypt in your life. I want to read a short passage of scripture today that goes along with this chapter, and it's found in Exodus, the 2nd chapter, verses 23 through 25. I'm also reading from the Amplified Bible. It says, "However, after a long time, nearly 40 years, the king of Egypt died, and the Israelites were sighing and groaning because of their bondage. They kept crying, and their cry, because of slavery, ascended to God." Isn't that powerful? So these people were tired of being in bondage. They were tired of slavery, and they began to cry unto God. And this verse says that their cry reached up, it ascended unto God. So I want to ask you, is your cry ascending to God? Verse 24, it says, "And God heard their sighings and groanings, and earnestly remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob." Because remember, God is a covenant-keeping God, and he is going to hear the cries of his people. Verse 25 says, "God saw the Israelites and took knowledge of them and concerned himself about them, knowing all, understanding and remembering all." So again, God is a covenant-keeping God. He remembers his promises to us. So when I talk about a cry out of Egypt, I want you to remember that God sees your natural tears that flow from your eyes when you're hurting. He also hears the cries of your heart when you cry out to him in prayer. And so a cry out of Egypt is all about praying from the depths of your being and crying out to God for help. Let's get ready to cry out in prayer this week. Thank you for joining me for chapter 4. Next week we're going to be looking at chapter 5, and we are going to look at Are You a Prayer? And this is when we really get real with ourselves and we ask ourselves a question: am I a person of prayer? Am I really a person of prayer? Or am I just lukewarm and going through the motions? So that's what we're going to deal with next week. Can't wait to join you.